What's up, everybody? This is Sean this time.
This is Toby. We've been gone for a couple weeks, and so we got a lot to recap, a lot to do. South by Southwest happened, and there was a lot of shows, a lot of playing. I played. I booked a show, and I played. Let me see. I played Chili Dog Fest. That was really cool. We played with John Motard. There were a lot of great bands on there. And let me see, right after us was
Bigfoot Chester?
Bigfoot Chester, and then Mike Watt played.
Oh, yeah.
It was just, man, a whole lot. John Wesley Coleman played right before us. Shanzi's new band played before. They were awesome. Richard, you were telling me about
Richard.
They were the first band.
How did you like them?
They were awesome.
Yeah.
And they had to, we had to cancel. Yard Work was supposed to play first. We didn't get to play. But Richard played first, and they were great. And man, now I feel bad I'm forgetting the name of Shanzi's band. But they were so good. Anyway, great show. Mike Watt was awesome. I had to race out of there. He's got a new band. Man, if I would have done my homework, like, see, whatever Mike Watt's new shit is, where it's like all instrumental and it sounds kind of improv-y, is a 3-piece. It was awesome, you know.
MSSV? Is that what they were called? Mike Watt's new band?
Yeah.
MSSV. And Looks Professional. Is that Sean's
Looks
band?
Professional, yeah. Gospel Truth, oh my God. Oh, so I missed out. Everyone said Lee Baines and Gospel Fires were the shit. You see, I had to go to work. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were.
I had to go to work.
That was the end of your spring break.
That was the very end of my spring break, and I didn't know Mike Watt. What's his new band called?
MSSV. Yeah.
With Mike Bigata and Stephen Hodges.
Yep.
Dude, those guys, whoever they are, they're old LA punk rock guys, you know, obviously. Or I can't say they're from LA, but they've been playing a while, and it was great.
That's awesome.
It was very. Well, John came up to me and he's like, I gotta smoke some pot if I'm gonna enjoy this, you know.
Yeah. Mike Watt's new band.
Yeah. It was really spacey, really out there.
For sure.
You know. So I loved it. That was fun. It was just great to see everybody. It was great to see Bigfoot Chester back with Stephanie Friedman back on drums from Lord High Fixers and Sugar Shack, and Bigfoot Chester back. So awesome show. And then I booked the show at the Parlor, and that had...
we couldn't play. You guys did.
Both of us canceled. Yeah, and you know what? I had to bring the equipment down there. I already agreed to provide the back line, and it's not like I didn't want to see the show. I mean, but it was like all the shitty parts of playing a show without
without playing a show.
Out.
Yeah,
so
it's like being a
lugging
roadie,
equipment. Yeah,
not getting paid, or being in a band.
But to make up for it, all the bands were awesome. And the two out of town bands were like big surprises, and the first one was called Ferns, and they were a stoner rock band from Eugene,
cool.
Oregon, and they were the shit. And I really I was gonna pick up their album later because I didn't have any cash on me, and they had an album and a single, and I'd love to hear it. They were really great. And then the band, there was like a classic pop rock, like young guys been listening to the Kinks or something, called Good Dog Nigel, and they were from Virginia, and that band could be famous next year, you know. I mean, they really they won everyone over. They didn't sound like any of the other bands that were on there, and they were at the end of a long bill, and they were unannounced. They had a lot of things not in their favor, and they still managed to win everyone over. Old friends who'd like to be chatting in the parking lot, you know, checking them out. And
That's awesome.
They were really good.
What are they called again?
They're called Good Dog Nigel, and they're from
Nigel.
Virginia. Let me see. different parts of Virginia. One of them's from Baltimore, and then the other three are from Virginia.
Awesome.
Anyway,
Good time, Nigel. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they were
Cool.
great. So them and the Ferns were awesome. And then Paul's band, Oh Romeo. That's the best I've ever seen them. Obnosticon sounded great. And who the fuck else played that? God, I saw like 12 bands. Anyway,
I don't have.
you'll look it up.
I don't have the track.
It'll come to me later. Sorry, I'm dissing somebody, but I saw like 12 bands, and everyone was just kick ass at that show. Oh wait, here we go.
No, you already named all this, and yeah, that was it that I had. Ferns, Party Organ, Oh Romeo, Obnosticon, Yardwork.
Okay. I swear someone else played, but and then so I went to after party show, and Amy Lane from One Good Long and This Party Sucks was nice enough to give me this record that's completely, I don't know how, it's hard to get probably because I heard it, so look, that looks so cool.
It's a great
The Lost Well record. Okay, so like during the pandemic, I watched a lot of the Lost Well streams.
What's the title of the record?
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't say the title of
A record we reviewed?
Crowbar's album.
Damn it. Oh, that's right. You told me that right afterwards.
Yeah,
So I gotta
like,
make sure I'm on top of that.
This is called Rock for Rent, Volume 1. Live at Come and Track It.
The Lost
The
Well.
Lost Well. So Lost Well is awesome club, great place to play, fun stage, great sound, great people, and they put out this record, and it's awesome. So during the super lockdown part of the pandemic, they were doing live streams, and I watched a whole bunch of them, and I remember especially the Hickoids and Obnosticon being great. I don't know how many of the others I saw, the Beaumonts, but man, they sounded great on TV. Where they really sound good is on this record. It's got Sabbath Crow, Bridge Farmers, We Are the Asteroid, Black Eyed Vermilion, Doom Siren, Ungrieved, the Beaumonts, All Monsters Attack, Obnosticon, and the Hickoids. The Hickoids do Fruit Fly. I believe that's a cover of Locos Gringos.
Oh, cool.
Who, man, they wrote some good songs. Like the best song on the best Reverend Horton Heat album is that Nurture My Pig, also Locos Gringos tune. So many good songs. Anyway, Obnosticon sounds great. All Monsters Attack. See, I might not have had them on record otherwise, they sound great. I love the Black Eyed Vermilion song.
That's a great song.
Hatin' Whiskey.
We Are the Asteroid.
We Are the Asteroid does nothing. That song's on their album. It sounds... I don't know. I was saying I might want to talk to these people about recording something I'm doing coming up, because it's a really good live, what's the British DJ who records all the bands live? Peel Sessions, right?
John Peel.
John Peel. Those always sounded great.
Yeah.
It's kind of live in the studio, so there's no audience here. It's on par with that. Just sounds great. So anyway, this is a awesome package. I didn't even go through this.
Yeah, it's a cool shot of the men's room at the Lost Well, but it kind of goes through the whole explanation in the liner notes.
Oh yeah.
About how they basically did this during the pandemic to kind of bring some funds back to the Lost Well. And came up with this idea to record at the Lost Well and then put out the.
I would put ice in my toilet sometimes.
I almost thought that.
Feel like I was going out.
Yeah, if there's ever a house party at your house, let's put ice in the toilet and people will go fucking buck wild.
It's cool until
bathroom.
someone has to take a dump in it. It only works in a urinal. Then it's really awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I wish I would have had that idea.
They'll have to upper deck it.
Yeah, I never thought about taking a
I
shit
had
in the
no choice.
Somebody shit on the ice. That's awesome. That would have been that's a great.
No, in the tank. You gotta put it in the tank.
Yeah. But yeah,
Upper
great record.
Decker.
It's a lot of fun.
This is great. And related to this, I picked up the Obnosticon record, Big Bush single at the show.
It comes with a green bush.
This is some heavy weirdness.
It's a fun 7-inch.
Yeah, Merc in Progress. Oh, I get it. Hill Country Scare and Big Bush. This is a great single. Big Bush, I mean, they're jams. It's got that heavy punkish, but it's got the fucking
crazy
Zappa thing going on.
Isn't there like some Devo kind of craziness
Devo,
going on in there?
yeah, heavy Ween thing. I don't know. Yeah, so heavy weirdness, great singing. It's kick-ass guitar playing, but everyone, it's one of those bands where everyone kind of rules their instrument.
Yeah, everyone's a pro. Yeah.
So great song, Big Bush. It's a jam. It's an ode to not 70s muff.
Yes, Big Muff.
Big
muffs.
And yeah, it's
the production's
a rocker.
great too. Like everything sounds great. It's recorded really well.
Who recorded that?
Yeah. Georgian Acres.
That Mark's opening a studio, so I bet that's the name of his studio.
Oh, cool. Well, it sounds fantastic.
You know what? That is off the cuff, and I might not be giving someone credit, but and Mark was showing me a studio he was building, and I wouldn't be surprised if he recorded it. It sounds really awesome. They rock out on Big Bush.
Yeah.
And they got good backup singers on that. It's a full production song, Yeah.
Like this.
And there's a new Carolyn who sings on this is doing a country band with Chelsea and Rennie called Country Killers. They left the O out, but I can't wait to hear that because all those people are badass.
Nice.
Like Chelsea's been playing. She knew all these guitar licks from her dad, and like before I could play shit, she was showing me licks, and
cool.
That was a while ago. So I was happy to see when she started playing with Texas-Cali a few years ago because there's a lot of talent there. And you know what? I'm gonna have to take a trip. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna start talking about this one.
Okay.
Sonic Youth has a new album. It's the scraps. It's the bottom of the bin for Sonic Youth. Say goodbye to your old friends from high school. They're leaving. They've left the building. This is what's left. I'm going to compare it to Led Zeppelin Coda, maybe. It's mostly instrumentals. And you know what? I was a huge fan of like Sister and Daydream Nation. And God, I really wore that shit out, when I was like graduating from high school. And I still love those records. And I had a lot of fun. I saw Sonic Youth a few times. I've got a funny Sonic Youth story.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So, I shave my head. It's like 1991.
Yeah.
Right? And I go see Sonic Youth at Liberty Lunch. I'm kind of tripping. And, I remember I'm kind of dressed nice. I'm wearing I think I was wearing khaki pants. I know I was wearing a black collared shirt, right? And I had a freshly shaved head. And Sonic Youth's playing. It's the Dirty Tour. They're playing all those songs, which I didn't have that album yet. And then halfway through, between two songs, Thurston Moore comes to the mic and he says, "I just want to say that Austin skinheads rule." And then they start playing. And I look around there, and it's a packed place, and I am the only person with a shaved head. Right?
He's calling you out.
And my eyes are probably like this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm up front, and I had to check. I was with Peter, and I was like, when we were leaving, did he say Austin skinheads rule? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, was I the only person there with a shaved head? And he's like, yes. I looked around, you were the only person there with a shaved head.
That's awesome.
And I was like, for years, I was like, God, that is so fucked up. Whenever I thought about it, it's like, that really, what's up with that?
Yeah.
You know?
There's more. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so flash forward like 20 years later, whatever it is, I'm 2010, 2011. 20 years later, I'm working in the kitchen at Billy's with Jeremy. And I said, I told him that story. We were listening to Sonic Youth, and I told him that story, and he started laughing so hard. And he said that he saw that same tour at Numbers in Houston, and he brought this friend with him who was like a club kid who like had no interest in any rock bands. And his friend had like, it wasn't even like a punk mohawk, it was like a wide mohawk, but you know,
like a faux hawk.
A faux hawk.
Before faux hawks were a thing. Yeah. The trendsetter.
So they went to, he dragged him to go see Sonic Youth with him. And he said that in between two songs or whatever, that Thurston Moore dedicated a song to all the Houston Mohawks. And they looked around, his friend was the only person there with a mohawk.
What? Wow, that must have been like just a banter that he carried to all of the shows.
Dedicating songs to distinct haircuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. This song is dedicated to all of the San Antonio Chelseas.
Yeah.
You know.
That would be a few people.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a lot of people in '91.
Yeah. So
this one's dedicated to all of the New Orleans
mullets, Florida mullets,
yeah,
Alabama mullet, Kentucky waterfall,
right, yeah, Nashville flat tops.
Oh man, there was a grandmother at my daughter's school that had the most insane mullet I'd ever seen. It was like a buzz cut, and then I mean past her ass.
Wow,
yeah, it was so insane.
Was it braided?
No, it was like, it was crazy. Anyway, I was so impressed with that mullet. I never knew her name. Anyway, so In, Out, In by Sonic Youth. Okay, here's the deal. I kind of lost track with Sonic Youth as their records got cleaner and cleaner. And yeah, I didn't listen to their last 8 albums. I heard Dirty. And then that next one was called Experimental Jet Set. No, yeah, I didn't get that one. And okay, and here's the other thing. I kept going to see them, and they were just like the kings and queen of fucking playing their new album. And like, we're gonna play 2 old songs, and it's gonna be obscurities that we pick, you know, like, and it wasn't. And so I saw the Goo tour and Dirty, the Goo tour, yeah, and Dirty tour, and both of them were like that, you know, like they play a couple obscurities at the end after the whole new album. And you know, at times I've said before, I want to hear the new album, but I want to hear the hits too. You can't just, you know, play the new stuff. Anyway, right. So I didn't see them for a while, and then I worked for the ticket company in the early 2000s, and they were playing at Stubbs, and I went. And by that time, they were an oldies act, and they played all the hits. Also, if I would go and see Sonic Youth, I didn't have to go, well, not that I've ever been to any of my okay, back up. I went to 5 different high schools or whatever. So there's a lot of high school reunions I could go to, but there's 4 of them I don't have to go to because everyone that I wanted to see was at the goddamn Sonic Youth show because they fucking captured the class of 89 or 90. Because like, geez, really? You know, like I've never been so aware of my demographic than I am at a Sonic Youth show, you know, like... That's
how alternative kids made it through high school in 89. Daydream Nation. That's how they identified.
1990.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... In, Out, In. Okay, so towards the end of their run, their long run, Sonic Youth, they had this series of experimental EPs that were instrumental, where they just get weird. And I bought those, and I liked them. I bought some of them. They were like, I was told at work, like Aaron, who plays drums in Yard Work, I remember I tried to play one of those for him, and he was like, if this is your friends doing this shit, you wouldn't listen to it twice, you know? And I was like, but the thing is, they have jams on this that, like, it couldn't be anyone else but Sonic Youth, right? So it makes, like, I understand, like, you didn't like this at all, right?
No.
You thought it was shitty.
Yeah.
I'm not selling it. It's like, I'll put this on and play video games, and it's fine. It's like background music. I like that they, you know, it sounds like they were at their fucking big country house having an extended jam with
Toby,
each
I can
other.
listen to anything while I'm
Playing video games? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not going to be in my top 10 list, but if you're a Sonic Youth fan, you need to have it. And it's kind of, it's the end of the outtakes. It's scraps, but, you know, it's got some jams. It's got some long jams on it, you know. But in, out, in. It's
out.
It's
in, out. In and out of my record player.
Go listen to Daydream Nation and Sister.
Yeah, actually, I like caught on to Sonic Youth during the Goo record, and that's the tour that I caught in Austin. So.
Oh, I was there.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was one of the first shows.
Laughing Hyenas opened, and I didn't see Gumball. I saw Laughing Hyenas. They were great.
Yeah.
What a band, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, but I like Goo because I had already listened, or you know, that was like they had like 2 or 3 songs on MTV at the time. So
oh, that's a great
really
record.
memorable.
Goo's a great record.
Right. I think that's their most melodic and like structured record, you know, like at least mainstream. But I thought it was fun, and I like Daydream Nation too. But I thought they were on a trajectory at that point with Goo, you know, as far as that music writing was concerned, but that wasn't the case.
Well, Dirty, yeah, it's all right. I feel like it's meandering and it's a bit stepped down, you know. But whatever, they went on to play more people or whatever. But man, that second time on the Dirty tour. The opening band was Pavement, right? And I remember thinking, like, there's like 9 bands that sound like this in Austin that are better than this, right?
Yeah.
And they were really hyped, like Slanted and Enchanted. It just, like, it was just dropping, and the hype machine was like, this is like, there were people there just to see them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like...
Hang out in Austin for a couple weeks, you know?
Yeah, like, y'all need some seasoning here, which they did. So anyway, later on, when they were, like, playing their last shows, they had an article in the Chronicle, and it mentioned, like, it's funny that we're ending this tour here because we played some of our first shows ever here, and boy, we sucked, you know? And I was like, oh, well... You know, because I've heard Pavement records that were all right, you know, but I mean, I don't own any of them, but like, wow, they were horrible.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, why are these guys out with them? Anyway.
I'm sure they like hit every town too on that tour, and there were a lot of people thinking like, God damn, like how are they on this bill? They're no better than like a handful of our local acts, you know?
Well, yeah, I guess it was whoever in the audience, because I was like already playing in bands a little bit,
right.
Enough to be a total hater and not just like a naive kid who heard their single on college radio and doesn't care, you know?
Did you boo them at that show?
I did not. I actually sat out in the parking lot and drank beer, I think, with Brandon from Gut and talked about how I didn't think they were good, and he was like, their record's good, you know? And then Dave Head's like, no, their record's good, and he played me their Peel session. It's like, that's not what I heard there, you know? But anyway, I was pretty critical at the time. I would have liked to have been opening that show, you know?
Yeah.
With my weak-ass band at the time. I mean, so anyway, let's do this one next.
Okay, cool.
The third album by Abbath, Dread Reaver. Oh my god, this album is awesome.
This album fucking slays.
Oh my God! So Abbath from Immortal, his third solo band album. It's a band now.
That's Abbath Doom Occulta, by the way.
And oh my God, Immortal. Where are they fucking from? Sweden, Norway. They're from Norway, right? Oh my God! So I love Immortal. I was lucky enough to get to see Immortal with Abbath. Tour right at the end. They did a short tour of the U.S. I saw him in San Antonio. John and I went with this kid I knew from school, Dan. Anyway, sick ass grindcore drummer, and they were so excited. So we went to go see Immortal. It was so good. And Absu opened, and that was good.
Where was this at? In San Antonio?
At that Warehouse Live in San Antonio,
Oh,
and they
cool.
were doing a short tour. It's like New York, Chicago, San Antonio. Like they were just not about the U.S. But I think he's played in the U.S. more since he's solo. So he's done 3 solo albums. There was a self-titled one. Second one's called Outstrider, and then the Dread Reaver, which came out last week. And I mean, there's no musical departures here. I mean, it's if you're already into Immortal and Abbath, this is exactly what you want. What did you think, Sean?
Yeah, this was a fucking great record. They don't disappoint. They gave us a treat because they started off with they dropped 4 singles from the album like 2 months ago. So I had those to listen to, and then this came out, and everything else was fucking awesome.
I try to not hear things till I hear them on CD because I'm persnickety with my shitty hearing. But so let me guess. Can I guess what the singles are?
Yeah.
Based on what I like. Acid Haze.
No.
Really?
Yep.
The song Dread Reaver.
Yes.
Those are my 2. Those are the opening, beginning, and ending tracks. Just kill it.
Yep.
And I mean, all solid in between. So what? Scarred Dream Call.
Yeah, Dream Call. That is my favorite song.
That's a great song.
Yeah. And it starts off almost like fuck. What is that? It's the Spanish guitar, kind of like
Flamenco?
Spanish, kind of like Spanish Fly.
Spanish Fly.
Yeah, I thought it was Spanish Fly.
Not quite flamenco, but like Van Halen Spanish.
Yes, Van Halen Spanish Fly. But Dream Call starts off like that, but it goes much harder, and but it's so great, man.
Trapped Under Ice.
Yeah, they cover Trapped Under Ice by Metallica. It was fucking great. And his vocals range from fucking, I don't know, Mongolian throat singing to like, I don't know. Again, I'm going to reference Jeff Walker from Carcass, but he's got a great range.
He's got a sick voice, huh?
Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
But the thing is, like, the fans kind of won because he's been really prolific solo, but the Immortal album, Northern Chaos Gods, that came out after he left was surprisingly awesome, you know? Like, so you got 2 bands, you know, and all kinds of good stuff. Oh my God, look at that.
Dude, he looks so tough.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you up, dude.
Uh-huh. He was, when I saw him with Immortal, he wanted all the girls up front, though.
Yeah!
I mean, for black metal, this is some polished black metal, huh? I started telling stories and I don't even describe the music at all. This is some super polished black metal.
It's super polished, and if I could describe it to anyone that's never heard of Abbath before, it's it's the black metal version of Motorhead. I don't know, like they just, a lot of those songs carry that way. Like, it's really great though. Very heavy, but it changes. Like a lot of the rhythms change, a lot of the speeds change. It's just not like, it starts off with like fucking grindcore blast beat, fucking like really fast death metal, what you'd expect. But Dream Call is like we said, starts off with fucking flamenco guitar and then works its way into like a slow progression, like black metal Motorhead sounding song. So really fun record, but solid all the way.
Okay, so John Motard, he was into black metal before. He's still more into it than I am, but he turned me on to Immortal, way, you know, whatever, 15 years ago or something, and they had quite a few albums out already by the time I was hip to them, but So I had this, and I had to drive to pick him up for band practice. I had this in the car, and he was very excited. He actually ordered the vinyl like in the car, while we were.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
like
Dread Reaver?
after
The
a few
Dread Reaver
songs.
vinyl?
Yeah.
That's great.
He ordered it on the phone while we were driving.
I love that story.
This is awesome! I can't wait to get this.
Well, God damn.
And
if anyone can speak on black metal with authority, it's John, and he ordered that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
a
really
poser
cool.
compared to him on the subject. So anyway, yeah, he gave me a good record. It was I should get it as a Cephalic Carnage album. I should just start reviewing things people give me, just it might be old. Actually, I shouldn't get into that. That'd be a different show. Just talk about old whatever.
Yeah. Drummer.
Stuff I found in the bin.
I want to try to pronounce everyone's name in the band.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Urkri Suviletto.
Oh, yeah.
Drums.
Urkri
Suviletto, drums. Mia Wallace, bass. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Andre Farstad, lead guitar, and then obviously Abbath for vocals. So, yeah.
Dude, yeah, this is great. If you're not into black metal, I don't know, check this one out. You might as well. I mean,
you can read the liner notes too for all you old guys out there.
Oh yeah, I can actually read that shit. That's encouraging. All right, and now the album. I love this one. You know what? I cannot. April March in Cinerama. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's their 11th album.
Okay. Let me just say, I regret that I can't put this in my year-end top 10 list. I can tell you already because it's a 2021 release. The CD just came out, so I just heard it. The vinyl was a record store day release from 2021. Okay, I've got a few questions. Why is this a record store day release? Like, I know record store day is a big deal, but like, this is the kind of pop music that should be on every radio station. I mean, I wish in an ideal world, this is what I'd be hearing a lot more like this. This is like French 60s pop music. And I had lost track of April March. I had heard the album she did with the Makers way back when. And I heard her album that might have been her first solo album that had Chick Habit on it. And then that song got more famous. It was in the Quentin Tarantino Death Proof movie. And a lot of people seem to know that song, but I don't know how this came out on the vinyl came out on what Jack White's third what's it called, Third Man. Anyway, and the CD just came out. It's got a bonus track. Anyway, man, this puts me in my happy place. This is, I mean, it's my favorite record of the week. I love the Abbath record. Now, I'm going to compare these two, but Abbath would probably say that that's actually the best record. That makes me happy, Like, geez, what a great in Cinerama. Yeah, it sounds like French. Pop music from the 60s. You get a little later Beach Boys sound in there. And also, this would sound like a diss, and I don't mean it to. I'm even hearing the Shags in there. But in a really cool way.
Like the Shags.
What is it about the Shags that's made you listen to Philosophy of the World 100 times? Figure that out. When you're making fun of it, you keep putting it back on.
It's the confidence. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Let's go for it. Fuck you.
What is the song like? California?
I don't know. Rolla Rolla is my favorite song on the record. It's the second song.
I love Rolla Rolla. I love Lift Off. I think that's just like a perfect pop song.
So, okay, I just want to say, so to give April March some background, her real name's Eleanor Blake, but she's also known as a really famous illustrator. Famous in the sense that She was the head illustrator for Ren and Stimpy, Toby.
Yeah.
Right, and she also, for anybody out there who's over 35 years old, she illustrated the sequences for Madonna in Who's That Girl back in 1986 or 7. But yeah, and then she collaborated with Jack White on an illustrated book of his song We're Gonna Be Friends as well. It's a children's book. And she did all the illustrations.
Oh,
yeah, which is super cool. And there's a YouTube video of Jack White reading the book, and then they play the song all after it. But he narrates the book and shows the pages, and she does all the illustrations.
When my daughter graduated from the 4-year-old class, and they're all going to kindergarten, they had this slideshow where they play that song with their parents at the graduation.
Yeah. They're gonna be friends.
Some of them still are.
Yeah,
I see those kids around.
Yeah, thank you, Jack White.
So
she's also speaking of Beach Boys sounding, she's collaborated with Brian Wilson. She's backed up Ronnie Spector in concert. She's played with Jonathan Richman in her band The Shitbirds. Well, Jonathan Richman collaborated with her in her band The Shitbirds.
One of the Paley brothers played guitar on this. I saw in the backup band. Yeah.
Oh, cool. But I'm in love with April March. I think she's a doll.
Awesome.
It's like great record. Just
I haven't
very,
looked at that.
very, just very 60s pop, indie pop, if you will, retro indie pop. I don't know how else to describe it, but a good time. I feel like this record could be the theme, could have the theme songs to like just a really happy-go-lucky movie. Like.
Oh my God!
This record could have been the soundtrack to like Little Miss Sunshine or something. It's just a really happy record, and she's got a really pleasant voice, and if she's listening, if you're single, but no, it's a great record. It's super fun.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's so good. I'm gonna buy more copies. I don't know. I mean, there must be more. Maybe this is the place in San Jose that I used to drive by. I heard they wrecked it. No, it's an old movie theater, Cinerama.
Oh, cool.
I think in
is that it?
Yeah, they had one at Astroworld. I think in the one at Astroworld,
Bell County Expo
you lay back. It does look like that, and they project the movie in a dome.
Oh, wow!
It looks like you're in it.
Like a planetarium kind of.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But I didn't. The one in San Jose, I never got to go in. I heard they wrecked it, but I think they showed regular movies in there. But I didn't. Yeah, like I said, I didn't go in. But April March is awesome. I would get. I want to explore more of her back catalog. I tuned out for a while. So this record is so good. I can't get enough of it, and I'm honestly probably gonna buy another copy. Give to someone,
Yeah,
but,
I want the vinyl for sure.
Yeah. And why just Record Store Day? This should be just an everyday release.
Right.
Like if I was I guess maybe that's the big push. I don't understand how it goes anymore. Maybe that's a priority thing, but I don't know. However many people actually are listening to this, it should be way more because. So
Record Store Day records are only sold from the record store? Is that what it like? Is that the whole?
Well, it's exclusive limited release, you know,
right.
So you got to be there, and they're gonna have X copies. But usually, it's like outtakes, or it's like Cannibal Corpse put a line of like picture disc versions of their albums. But it's not like you can't get the regular album,
Sure. Well,
Like,
do you think that eventually someone was like, God, this is great. You guys should really release this in different formats?
I don't know. I don't know if sometimes I don't know if everyone has the same enthusiasm for this as we do, because this is the only place I've heard it.
Yeah.
But god damn, this is my record.
A lot of fun. And our old bands were the Pussy Willows from '87 to '91, and the Shitbirds, who neither I've listened to, but I'm definitely going to check them out now.
Wasn't on my radar, but now it is. Yeah, everyone should get Incinerama by April March, and then if you want to get into black metal, you should get Dread Reaver by Abbath. Of course not, unless you're already into it, then you probably already have it. And then fucking Sonic Youth, only if you miss your old friends so much. that you got to catch up with their remaining scraps. But you know, it'll warm your heart to remember a time when they were getting along enough to do some extended stoner jams.
Or if you're playing some video games.
Or if you've
got to have something
you
to put
want
on.
to chill out,
Yeah.
some
Throw a new
unobtrusive
song to
music
keep on.
on the video game.
Well, I used to listen to Daydream Nation in bed. I think that's one of the few
I
records.
did too.
That's one of the few records that I would like get high and listen to in
Oh.
bed before I went to bed. But I wouldn't fall asleep. I would listen to the whole thing. But this one is similar to that.
Oh, dude, when I bought that album, I got suspended from. I went to boarding school. I'm a fancy lad. Got suspended from boarding school in New Hampshire, and I'm not from that part of the country. And I didn't have any family in that part of the country, except in Connecticut. My dad's wife at the time, her dad lived in Connecticut. It was a really cool week. Anyway, I won't stray from the story. But anyway, I stopped in a record store in Boston in Harvard Square before my train left and bought a copy on cassette of Daydream Nation. And I was listening to it on the train, and I fell asleep. It's a long album. And when I woke up, we were going through Providence, Rhode Island, and it was that part where it's like, Thurston, SWAT, we're calling from Providence, Rhode Island. You gotta watch your shit, man. Your memory just goes out the window. You know, and
wow, really?
Yeah, and
Holy
I woke
shit.
up, and that was the only time I've ever been in Rhode Island. We were stopping in Providence,
What are the fucking
and I
odds of
was
that?
just like, "Am I dreaming? God, this is so fucked up."
God,
I don't know. Somehow,
you were in a Daydream Nation.
I was
Wow, you really lived the Daydream Nation. That's amazing. I hope Sonic Youth hears that story. That's incredible. I can't believe you didn't start with that story. Wow, that's really
yeah,
cool,
I lived
man.
the lame haircut story.
Yeah. Skinhead first, then the Daydream
Austin's
Nation.
representing, which I never was a skinhead. Let's straighten that
Yeah,
out. I
yes.
was a guy with a bald, and I gotta tell you, when I shaved my head, that was the haircut to have. I shaved my head because I saw Aliens 3 or whatever the fuck it was. Ripley shit.
Yeah.
No, fucking Sigourney Weaver. And I went home as summer is hot. And I was like, I wonder how I'd look with a shaved head. Shaved my head. And I went to Emo's to see something the next night. And I've never in my life, had at that point, or still
Had
since,
so many bad looks.
No, had so are you with your girlfriend tonight?
Oh, wow.
I just had the haircut.
Huh?
You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it was anyway.
Maybe I'll think about doing it.
I was with my girlfriend that night.
Right,
you know?
but you got a lot of stares and a lot of
that was
interest.
Just, man, my charm was on that night. Totally uncontrollable, you know? Man, if I had any control of that. Anyway, so we're going to go out. Is it time to do the song?
Yeah, let's do the song.
And there's shit coming out, and we're going to be talking about it. And I can't remember when any of it is. Guar's got something. Killing Joke's got something. And a lot more. But, we won't stop. So, thanks for watching again. If you made it into 43 minutes and 38 seconds of this already. And we'll see you next time. We're going to play the song.
All right. Hopefully you guys can sing along to this by this point.
We'll put up the words.
You got a pick?
I do. Thank you.
Oh, fucking cool.
Good.
I'm going to sing definitely lyrics this time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to sing like Abbath. This is a tribute. Ready?
Yeah.